my friends
Okay.
in school. Yeah. Then when I grew up in grade 10, 11, I came to discover to say, oh, pastors, they submit to someone.
Mm-hmm.
Then after doing some research, I found out to say actually the more like the person who's higher rank over the pastors
Mm-hmm.
is bishop. So like I know I want to be the boss, not not the subordinate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's why I changed my name from pastor. Now they start calling me bishop. Yeah.
So you simply want to be a leader, not a follower.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So now you have a very interesting story. Moving from you start working as a houseboy at a very young age, and now you are a final year student at Evening On College pursuing your diploma in science laboratory technician. So now I want you to run us through what made you start working as a houseboy in grade 8.
Okay. First of all, I think my parents separated when I was in grade 6. That's where my mom and dad divorced.
Mm-hmm.
That was I think that was the second divorce. They had divorced when I was in I think grade 2. Then later on they had to come back together. Abwezana. From there things didn't work out. After some years again they divorced. So
Mm-hmm.
from that time when mom and dad divorced, things became sour, like to us as children, because
Mm-hmm.
we were forced to move with mom from the place where we were and located to another place. So grade 6, grade 7, I wrote my grade 7 exam in Nola at Kalewa basic school.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that I went back to Choma because that's where we were. But otherwise I was born in Dola. Yeah, and we traveled to Choma when I was in grade 2. That was in 2006, somewhere there. Uh, the time when we went to Choma, that's the first time when my parents divorced. That was in 2006. And then they had to reunion in 2008. Again, 2009, somewhere there, 2009, my last.
Mm-hmm.
Then they divorced again with dad. So we were forced to move again from Choma back to Ndola. That's why I wrote my grade 7 from. From there, I went back to Choma because that's where some of the people that I used to relate with very much were.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I used to stay with one of my, I would say my cousin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but despite despite of me staying with him, he never had a financial stamina like to support me towards school financially. So I was forced first before even I started working as a houseboy. I was working as a vendor.
Okay.
I worked in Choma Town. There's no office that I didn't go through because I used to get some items from someone from the market called Makalangozu in Choma.
Mm-hmm.
So I could get some bags, some shoes. I could go through the offices like we most of the time when the civil servants they get paid, like teachers when they come in town to get some things. I used to get some few things pasta and vija nangena them town. I used to work more like a goigo. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So from there grade 8 I pushed grade 9 I wrote my grade 9 exam. I went into grade 10. So in grade 9 the school where I was there were a teacher who came from Lusaka. Probably she was I think she was in her last year
Mm-hmm.
of schooling here. So she was deployed
Okay.
in education sector. So from there that's when that person she wanted someone, a boy who's got good applied morals, whom they can get and start working at home, doing some chores, and that person is being sponsored
Mm-hmm.
at school. Probably those someone who was vulnerable. I'm looking for someone who was vulnerable. So it happened to say the one of my teachers there remembered me to say there was a boy who was here last year. Despite he's not here like now, but he was here. He's got good morals. He's
Mm-hmm.
a boy that is okay. We've known him since the time he was here. Despite he was finding it difficult in terms of raising money for for fees and meeting other needs as a pupil is upright, and I feel he can do the work that you are asking for. So that's how they had to communicate through some of the teachers that were there at the school where I was at Chondo. So I was from Swani basic school. I went to Chondo. That's where I had passed for grade 10. So they has to call me to say no, they're looking for you there at Swani. Go there and try to find out, because I've been troubling us. I've been calling almost 2 weeks now. Despite we never saw you, because we've been looking for you. So that's when, after me going back there, I found out to say, oh, there's someone who's who wants someone to be keeping who's vulnerable. And after she asked about that, you were the first. You was there. You was what first. Mind mwanga like kuganza to say, kudumva neze pano last year, and I feel you can do the need for these people. They are promising to say they'll be paying for you the school fees, and they'll be buying for you a few things that you might need as to use as a pupil. So I was like, okay, I was up to the idea, and I moved on from where I used to stay to start staying with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you started staying with them when you're doing your grade 10, after passing to grade 10.
Yes.
So now, from grade 10 up to grade 12, you were staying with them and they were providing everything?
Not really. I stayed with them for about a year, because there were during the time when I used to stay with them. The task that I was doing, it was more like becoming tense from time to time. You find at some point I even reached at the extent of reaching class at 9 hours, instead of me reporting in class at 6:50, because that's when the classes were commencing. But I could go to class at 9 hours, sometimes 8:40. I was just spending one period in class, then it's break time. Then after break, just like that. So there's one woman who was teaching chemistry. Despite the time when I moved into from where I was to those people, that woman wasn't at school. During that period, she went to go and work from outside Zambia, probably outside Africa, because she was, I don't know, those programs that the government do, like getting teachers and sponsor them to go and teach outside Africa, and then from there about a year, and then they come back. So she was one of the people that was picked to go and teach from Malaysia. Then after the time when she came from Malaysia, she was given a class to be taking us in chemistry. So that's how she was like, no. She came to class to ask for a book, like so that she finds out where we are, how far we've covered so far in that course or in that subject. So the class decided to say, no, get Luka's book, was it? He's got good handwriting and is up to date with notes. So that's how she got my book. She went with it for about two weeks. Every time when I go to her office and ask for my book, she was like, no, I'll give it back to you when I come to class to start teaching. That's how the first time when she came, I wasn't in class. The second time when she came, I wasn't in class. Then she got suspicious, like this person is up to date with the classwork, but is not coming to class. And then the other day, she was in class in the morning. I missed her periods, and she saw me in school again afterward. So she was confused, like, you, what's going on? Every time when I come to class, you're not there in class, but I see you in campus. I was like, no, I've got an issue where I'm coming from. So unless if we find time to come and say, no, try by all means to find time so to come and come and see me. Yeah, so from there, that's when I went to I got a time, I went to her office, I sat down with her, I tabled down my issues, like, see what I'm going through from people where I'm staying. Those people are not my relatives, and they're not even my biological parents, so they're just helping me. So I'm working in their home as a houseboy. So no matter what duty they have given me to do, I just have to do it before I come to class. So I could do the chores, I could do the laundry, I could do the preparation of food, I could clean the surrounding. cleaning the car before they go for work, because both of them they were teachers by then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as we started staying together, 1, 2, 3 months things were just okay. We used to help each other with the wife, because the time when I was moving into their home,
Mm-hmm.
they were just in preparation for them to get married to each other. So I went there. I think that was on Saturday. Then on Monday they traveled coming here for for marriage preparation.
Oh, yeah.
Then when the time when they came back home, they came with things. Yeah, at least when people that are just like in marriage for few days or few
Mhm.
months, they tend to follow whatever they teach,
Mhm.
and they try to live that normal life. But later on, started like things started like becoming tense on my part, because I was left to do almost everything now, cooking, doing what, washing. So the work became so tense on me, such
Mhm.
that I never even used to have enough time to rest. I could find I would go to bed on at maybe the earliest it could be 20, 23, 30, 24 hours. Exactly 0 have to be awake, preparing water for them to go to bath, to prepare food.
Mhm.
All those kind of issues, like also cleaning the car before they go to work, cleaning the yard. So every day in the morning I has to wake up in the morning. That's how that madam was like, I know. I asked for your report forms,
Mhm.
like from how you are faring even in class, like your performance is coming down.
Mhm.
So if you don't mind, I'm keeping few people at home, despite even them they are misbehaving now. So I'm planning to chase them. So if you don't mind staying with extended family, you can come to my place. Find a better way of moving from those people, and then you should come to my place. I will try by all means to put you on the list for these people who are coming in to say they want to start sponsoring pupils here. But if they fail, they don't pay the fees,
Mhm.
I will take it up. You are going to be my responsibility. I'll take it up as you're going to be. I'm going to be the responsible over you.
Okay.
So that's how I think I moved from their home after a year, after staying with them in grade 11. I shifted from that place to the madam's place.
So you completed your grade 12 while staying with the madam.
Yes, I completed grade 12 while staying with the madam, and I stayed with her also a year after school.
All right. So you stayed with her a year after school,
Yes.
and then in your story there is a period where you now start staying alone, and again start staying with your step brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So how did you manage moving out of the home where your teacher was keeping you to staying alone and again starting to stay with your step siblings?
Okay. And so that period, it was a period where I felt like I think the time has come for me to move out from this place.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was also looking at, okay, despite of me coming out from this place, but I need also to move in a normal way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think it was the time when I involved myself in prayer and fasting. So I was just praying over it to say, now how am I going to tell her to say I want to do this,
Mm-hmm.
because it was more like a family.
Oh yeah.
Me and them we blended in so very well, and she really helped me a lot. So I was like, how am I going to come out to say I want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, she just in the same period where when I was planning to move from that place,
Mm-hmm.
she called me one day to say, no, I'm planning to shift from this house, going to into a smaller house. As you've seen right now, things are not things are not well with me. At least I got a loan, because that madam, she's the one who sponsored almost all the siblings.
Okay.
Yeah. So she was sponsoring that. The other one was at Kankata. The other one was in Mufuria doing the heavy duty engineering.
Mm-hmm.
The guy. Then the girl who is the last born in her family. She was doing biomedical science at Kankata.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, I think this is the prayer answered to me. I was planning. It was a burden to me to find a way of telling her to say I want to do this.
Uh-huh.
Then she's coming. She's telling me to say trying to find a small house. So maybe since I'm working now, I'm able to take care of myself.
Mhm.
I can just find like a small apartment.
Mhm.
Then I also looked at the on my family part,
Mhm.
because mom, she was in Dola with other siblings,
Mhm.
and dad was that time he even came back to say, oh, he's here. I saw where he was, and I was also helping him in one or two things.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm not going. I think I'm not going to manage having three houses, and then by then I was just getting about 630 as my salary from where I was working. The shop, because we used to deal with the car accessories.
Mhm.
Yeah, but despite I used to make my small income of day to day, like when a client comes and gets something in the shop, when I fix on the car, the labor that the man that customer gives me,
Mhm.
it never used to go into
The company.
the company's coffers, no, but it used to be my money.
Boy.
So if I maybe in the customer gets a radio, I'll
Mhm.
fix a radio into the car. He
Mhm.
gives me 100 kwacha, that's my money.
Okay.
When he gets the stickers, I pimp the car. I when he gets some chemicals,
Mhm.
maybe to scratch removers, I do the cleaning of the car or the interior. I do the interior cleaning.
Mhm.
The money that they are giving me, it's not for the company, but it's mine. So my role in that company was just to make sure to say people they are getting products, and I'm helping them in terms of fixing them,
Mhm.
so that they shouldn't go and spend more money outside there with other people who maybe find maybe they'll get the radio at 1.5. Then
Right.
he just fix it. Maybe someone is going to tell them to say, me putting the radio is 300.
Mhm.
So that to train us, so that at least to it's up to a customer just to give us something that's more like a compliment or just appreciation, like a
Right.
token for appreciation. So I was trained to do tint fixing, to do a lot of things. So through that process, or through those funds, I was like, I think let me not go and start house like just right now. Let me try to go and stay with dad just for a short period of time, so that at least I should, instead of me paying rentals to two houses, because by then I was even helping him in terms of paying rentals. So like let me stay with him, and so that when I get money, when I get paid, I'm
Mhm.
not paying rentals twice, and I'm not getting food twice. I'm just like getting food for all of us together.
Right.
Then after staying with him, um, my stepmother, the one that she married,
Mhm.
we had to find some we used to have some difficulties in terms of understanding each other.
Mhm.
She would start shouting at us like that. I think for the very fact that me have grown up
Mhm.
without you people, I think I'm going to leave this place.
Mhm.
So that's how I had to decide to move from that. After I stayed about 8 months, I told them to say, okay, I'll be paying for your rentals, well and good, and I'm going to find an apartment for myself.
Mhm.
Then later on, the other siblings, they were like, well, every time when I go there, they are complaining. There's nothing. Even when I moved from that place, I used to do almost everything. I used to get clothes for my siblings. I used to get lotions for when the lotion is done for them. They never used to go and bother that, but they could come to me. We don't have this. No, we don't have this one. So every time it was still a burden on my part, like providing for myself, providing for them, also sending something to mom.
So mom was an indol.
Yes,
So you are doing all those responsibilities in your 630 salary.
yes,
Wow. So now the 630 salary being used to sustain yourself, your siblings, mom's side, and also your siblings on dad's side.
yes.
But then how did you manage to save and bring yourself to college?
Okay, so during the same period, one thing that I just kept into my mind was that one day I'll go to school.
Mhm.
I remember the books that I came with here, the time when I came here in 2020.
Mhm.
I bought them in 2017. I just kept them. One of the things that almost everyone like nikabahoza to say which one
Mm.
I was using this in grade 12. The lab coat I'm using right now here in school. I made that lab coat in grade 12.
When were you in grade 12?
That was in 2016.
And you're using it now in 2020.
2023. That's the lab coat I'm using.
Wow.
So that lab coat, I was back in school.
Mm-hmm.
I was the head boy at in grade 12.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this man who used to mentor me most of the times.
Mm-hmm.
So I could go to his place, ask him for my piecework.
Mm-hmm.
So this time he told me to say, "Nifuna kumba mgodota ila modot."
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, no, I can do this. Oh, okay, no problem. Now he gave me a 150 kwacha.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the money that I used to get that lab coat.
Wow.
So yeah. So from there, that money, as I've explained earlier on, to say, at least I used to have some to my daily income
Mm-hmm.
out of what I used to do.
Mm-hmm.
So that income, those monies, I used to keep them, at least maybe once in a while. I keep this one. I keep this for school. I'd opened an MTN account,
Mm-hmm.
of which I never used to touch that money.
Okay.
So I think the time when I withdrew that money, it was the time when I was about to get a desktop,
Mm-hmm.
a full desktop set.
Okay.
Because I was like, it's better I keep money in asset than keeping money in the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Anything can happen, and maybe I can be even forced to use it.
Mm-hmm.
So I started now getting some assets as a way of keeping money.
Mm-hmm.
And those things, the time when I enrolled here, I sold them off just to meet other expenses. Otherwise, it wasn't something that was just like done on the same day to say, I'm going to school and I've got this money. No, it was a gradual process, because I was planning to say, I think I can go to school by this time.
Mm-hmm.
I first applied at CBU.
Mm-hmm.
I was not accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I applied at Mufulila Teaching College.
Mm-hmm.
I was accepted, but no bursary, so I couldn't go there.
Oh, yeah.
I applied at Unza. The Unza people, they sent me text message to say, you've been admissioned in the School of Business. Despite I didn't even apply in the School of Business,
Mm-hmm.
but they looked at my result, because I was doing commerce and accounts.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been admission in the School of Business. Then they give me the option of about five courses or programs.
Mm-hmm.
To say you can choose one of these programs and come and collect your acceptance later. So I was like, and then in those messages, there was somewhere where it was written strictly self-sponsorship. So meaning there was no room for me to apply for bursaries.
Oh, yeah.
So it came
It became a disadvantage.
yeah,
in your life.
on my part, because I'm like, can I even go to
Unza.
Unza without help?
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, I think this is not my area. Let me just try to wait a little bit. Maybe I'll try to find something else that I can do, or try to find a school where I can go and study from. Yeah, so it wasn't something that was just like happened on a instant thing,
Mm-hmm.
but it was something that was happening gradually.
It was a process.
It was a process, yes.
So you finally applied at Ivlin and you are given bursary.
Yeah, I was finally applied at everyone through a friend who was here.
Mm-hmm.
She graduated last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was doing a course here. So I asked her to say, no. She told me to say, at our school they give bursaries. I was like, okay. So what can I apply? To the thing whereby those things of ambition,
Mm-hmm.
to say, I want to be like this, I want to be this. Then I was like, let me just do whatever will come, I will do.
Mm-hmm.
At least at the stage whereby I just like I became neutral in terms of my academics. I was like, whatever thing that I'm going to encounter in my academic journey,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go in that direction, provided I'm being helped.
All right.
Since first I'm just looking for a stepping stone.
Mm-hmm.
So I gave her my results. She came here. She asked. She was given few programs to pick. I was like, let me pick this one. Despite I didn't even the course that I'm doing here,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know it to say there's this course, science laboratory technology.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know about that. After her introducing those courses to me, and then I had to sit down. I think I sat about a week. Every time when I knock off from work, I could go home. I opened my desktop.
Mm-hmm.
By then I had even a laptop. I opened also my laptop. I start searching. What is all about this science
Mm-hmm.
technology? So I could spend almost every night that's studying, trying to find out job opportunities, how much they earn, what they do, the role they do, what do they do, what is there in terms of the curriculum, how is it? So after doing some research, and then I became interested. I think it's a good course. Let me just go for it. Then I sent her money. She applied for me, and on the same day, she was even given a response letter. Then I started pushing for bursaries, collecting letters from the chief Choma, Chief Choma. I got a letter. I got letter from church. I wrote my personal letter. I got all those necessary documents that was needed for me to apply for bursaries, and I applied for bursary. And it was so unfortunate that my name was among the people that were awarded bursaries. But in the process, again, after me selling whatever I had, my bed, my laptop, my desktop, and few things, I gave them off to my friends to say, no, I'll come one day, start afresh when I'm done with school. So I came here in school, started doing some 1 or 2 things, pushing the registration. Everything was done. The man that I met with it, yachie pandarama, pogona pavuta. So I think I spent almost close to a month. I used to sleep in class. I used to sleep in class. People, every time when they see me, we guys, we amanda na vonse mubag, muri bread, muri mabuku, muri shani, muri mapolishi. So there was a thing whereby, okay, I just accepted to say, one thing that I'm here for is school, and then there's no better way that I'm going to use for me to be in school. Since I've got no one to help me, even people that these people that I'm seeing here, some of them, or a good number of them, they've got people who are supporting them from home. So if I try to start comparing myself with them, to be very, 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 very unfortunate thing to my part. I'm not going to be doing good to my side. So when I go to class, find 21 hours, so wangena mklasi, pata boche bantu wasa ngochoka usache mklasi, ochoka usache mklasi, wana mungati
do
a job B, but initially don't have where to stay. So I think I stayed there, and then the same girl that applied for me here, she noticed to say, you gone. That's how she talked to her dad back home. Then the father talked to the pastor. That's how they called me. What's happening there? No, I explained everything to him. He was like, one day I was going to come upon Sapata. Because a organizer expects something from someone, then even them they've got other way of taking things. So I felt to reach out to you. Oh, okay. So how much is needed? I told them, no, this is the amount that is needed. They said, okay, I'm going to raise something for you. Find somewhere where you can be squatting, or where you can be like staying in this period. That's how they raised something from church. They sent this to me. In the process, COVID came in. That was in 2020. COVID came in. Then after COVID came in, before COVID came in, there was just rumors that were going around to say, no, all those people came on bursaries this year, it's 50%. Of which one of our portals was even reflecting to say it was 100%. Then after a few weeks, it even changed from 100% to 50%. So I was like, I think this school and after getting burden since Akwanisa. That's how the time when you closed due to COVID, taenda kumanyumba, nankala kunyumba kuja. The time when they were opening, meaning the second term, that was in September, because the second term was disturbed. We are all locked down.
So you took term 3 as your second term?
Yeah, term 3 as a second term, but I didn't report. So there were people that knew me because I used to help them doing some assignments. So every time when they come in class, when they report, they find I'm not there, they call me. Where are you? Guys, me I'm home. I'm not going to manage to come. No, just come. No, na invest na dipira. Mungakamba na must na dipira, but you've got people that were seeing home who are saying they're going to be helping you. I know where I'm coming from. I know what I've passed it through. The thing of being chased in class, I don't want to continue being in that kind of pressure even in tertiary level. the reason why I came there was because of the bursary. To me, accommodation and food, they were not very much important because it was a thing that I had accepted to say I want to be in school, and no matter what circumstance that I'm going to find myself in, I just have to be in school. So whether I'm going to njala, sina die, nibepo go and go and class, as long as I'm in building, to me it was okay because I had accepted that.
So long mpunzi.
Yeah, so long as Punzi like meaning it's okay with me.
Well, to the dear listener, in case you're just joining us, this is the Sundown with Nsemiwe the Vibe, and we are talking determination. And my guest is Luka Ngosa, who is a final year student at Tivlinghorn, narrating how his journey has been since primary school up to tertiary level. But for now, let's get to listen to some music. And this one is Cleo featuring Natasha Chansa. Blessings come my way, because obviously so far you can tell that blessings have really been coming to Luka's way.